All railway ticket offices set to close under controversial new plans. Depends how you read the story on this. Some plans to switch to online ticketing. Passengers, in theory, would have no alternative but to book online and download tickets as part of a rail industry strategy to save up to £500 million a year. Let's turn to somebody who's going to ponder on this one for us. That is Mal Fletcher, Futurist, there's a title, and chairman of the 2030 Plus Futurist organisation. Mal, thanks so much for your time. Kelvin and I were having a disagreement about this. I take the view that booking offices, ticket offices are really important, not just for people who are a little bit older or not so au fait with an app, but sometimes navigating our railways can be really complicated. Season tickets, awkward routes, etc.
Yeah, thank you for Colin. Colin, it's good to be with you. Look, I'd probably lean more your way in this case because this is part of a trend, of course, with the worlds of business as well as public services. We've already seen the emergence of things like automated supermarkets in London, almost fully automated banking in parts of the country now. But one of the major lessons I think we took from the COVID pandemic was that a growing engagement with high tech requires a growing commitment to high touch. Human beings thrive on social interaction, and a lack of it isn't particularly healthy. And there's certain things we can do digitally, but as we talk now, I can't read your subtle facial signals as I would if we were in a room face to face. So train companies will certainly save money by closing down sales centres, but in the longer term, they may also reduce public trust because they've reduced their human face. And trust, after all, I think is the key to success in any enterprise, but especially for public services.
Yeah. Mal, would we have to legislate for this? I'm totally with you. 8 million people in this country now live alone. I think we're becoming a more atomised society. I wrote about the closure of my local supermarket and all those poor checkout ladies, principally, who were getting thrown on the scrap heap. But, of course, the supermarket concerned was desperate to reduce costs. And it didn't matter that the little old lady and little old gentleman who maybe had their one human interaction a week got it from those checkouts.
Yeah, well, I think it does matter. I think every individual matters. And one of the other problems with all of this is the technology side of it, the tendency for data outages. Most of us know that in March of 2020, I think it was, 4 of our biggest phone providers went down for 5 hours. So millions of people, elderly, young, poor, rich, couldn't access their accounts. So what happens to your important travel plans in this case if you suddenly find that your phone has no service in a no Wi-Fi zone, or worse, if you find the train company's online server is temporarily out of order? Now, I'm not advocating a Luddite solution. Of course I'm not. We shouldn't abandon the use of these technologies, but I'm suggesting we need public services that are reliable and accessible to everyone equally all the time.
Mal Fletcher, it's fascinating. Wish I had more time, but appreciate yours again. Thanks very much indeed.